4 of 13, so I'll go to the next one. I believe it opens up another soft chalk. There's another soft chalk lesson. I'm not going to show you that. I'll just X out of that. Although there may be assignments in there, so for you, you probably will want to go through it at least once really quickly at the beginning of each week. Let me go back. Sometimes in the soft chalk lessons, it will come, and you saw this earlier, to a place where you go outside of Blackboard to a document. I've created individual links on some of the pages so you can get directly to those documents. So there will be two places. If you missed it on the soft chalk link, you could go under the link in the folder called Direct Links to the Course Activities for this module. Okay, takeaways so far from this video are: please go through modules A and B quickly at the beginning of the week so that you'll know what's due and the type of assignments that's due. Now, I showed you the calendar for each module, illustrating when everything was due. There's another place you can look, and if you go to the calendar on the left-hand frame, you will click there. And as you see, we're in December, and lucky for you, there's nothing due. However, my other class has quiz 7 due. If I go over to January of 2014, you'll notice that you have something due the second day. In fact, you have two things due the second day. Okay, one at 11 and one at 11:59. For the first 3 days, I give you until 11 o'clock, and that's just so you can catch up in case you get a late start. Every other assignment, unless noted, is due at 5 p.m. If you take a look at this calendar view, you can get a good view of what you're going to be doing in January, outside of your other life activities. If you'd like to take a look at the actual assignment that's due, you can click on one of these boxes. I'll click on the syllabus sub-quiz here, and I can, since I'm an instructor, it asks me if I'd like to grade it. So you'll get the actual quiz, I believe, on that. If not, it'll pop up in the module. Very often you'll be taken to a module discussion page, and in that discussion page, once you click it, you'll see a presentation similar to this if you're the first person into the forum, or if I have it set so that you can't see any other postings until you post. I'd like for you to, on the discussion postings, create a thread, and you do that by just clicking. You can type your title. This is a test thread showing how to use the discussion board. For some of the activities, you'll just post, and that's all you'll do. You'll post, you'll come in, you'll click submit, and you'll be done. For other activities, it's going to ask you to attach a file. For example, it's going to ask you to attach the literature review or attach a draft of your methodology section, and you do that, of course, here where it says attachments. Hit browse my computer, go find wherever you saved it in Word, attach it, and then submit your work. This is important, and it's important to do on time, because at least 2 of your peers are going to take a look at your work and provide feedback. Now, as a student in the course, You will also be able to see that there's a rubric attached to most discussion boards and most assignments. Take a look at that rubric because it's how your assignment or your discussion board is going to be graded. It will appear on this screen to students. It does not for instructors. After you click on the rubric, you'll be presented with something like this. I've tried to be reasonably specific about how your assignment is going to be graded in the hopes that this will help you achieve a higher score. Notice that their levels of performance are inadequate, adequate, and excellent on this particular one. Different rubrics have different categories. You will either get 50% or 100% or 0% of each row. In this case, I ask you to examine 3 similarities and 3 differences. So if you identify 3 similarities, then you will get 100%. If I ask you on this row, which is, as you can see here, 25% of your grade for this ethics assignment. So the row, 25%, you'll get 100% of that. So I can't remember what the point value of this assignment is, but whatever the point value is, you'll get that full 25%. Suppose you only identified 2 differences. Well, then you're only going to get 50% of 25%, which is 12.5% of the score for that. So you'll lose points. Okay? I've also asked you to reflect on the differences, and when you do this, put your best work forward. I get to know you through your work, and if I see incomplete or sloppy work, I'll start to think you're an incomplete person or provide sloppy work. So put your best work forward. It'll do you well, both in terms of scoring and in terms of your professional image. Finally, I want to remind you that help is only a couple clicks away. If you scroll down all the way on the left-hand side of the board, on the left-hand frame, you'll see a place that says Get Help. Here's a link to the library resources, which you'll need in week 1, a link to UTPA resources, and a link to Blackboard. I hope that you'll make use of these links. You can also call the Center for Online Teaching and Learning at UTPA. You can find their number on the webpage, and they're open till 6 o'clock many nights. If you have problems with Blackboard or submitting a request or a message or an assignment or anything of that sort. That's going to be about it for the navigation around our course site. Let me just emphasize, I'll say it again, you're tired of hearing me say it. Review the entire week on Wednesdays. Review sessions A and B for each module. And then you'll get a good overview of what you're going to be doing for the next 7 days. I can't stress enough, as I did in my orientation video, please don't get behind in this course, because once you're behind, it is really hard to catch up. You've selected an accelerated program. I love these types of courses. I thrive in them because it immerses me in the content. I hope you'll thrive also. But if you don't, let me know so that we can work on a solution. Until I speak to you by video again,